two, not one, but two, not one, but two. One, two, 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 two. And thank you for joining me again today. Let's get all the business out of the way before we begin today's video. If you are not already subscribed, I would love it if you subscribe to our channel so we can grow our little family here on YouTube. I also have another YouTube channel where I upload ASMR videos in Greek. So if you'd like more videos from me and you don't care about what I'm saying, you're just there for the whispers, I will post the link down below, down below, down below, down below. I haven't recorded in a while because, as I've mentioned in some of my previous videos, my air conditioner is installed in my room, in my window, and it's really loud, so it's hard for me to record during the summer. However, summer is over and fall is here. Whoever doesn't know, I live in Canada, so the weather here is getting colder, but my air conditioner is still installed right over there by my window. Right there, right there, right there, right there in my window. But I have it turned off. The weather has been very wonky lately, I must say. I know Canadian weather is a little bit messed up. It's up and down. We don't know how to dress. We dress for the winter in the day, and by nighttime we're like swimming. A couple weeks ago, well, let me just tell you what the date is. Today is October 17th. 17, October 17th. 2 weeks ago, it was so hot here. It was 32 degrees Celsius. You guys do the math if you measure your temperature in Fahrenheit. 32 degrees Celsius. It was super hot, super humid. We all went to my brother's house to swim. We played football. We did an early Canadian Thanksgiving family get-together. That was great. And then, no joke, so this was a Sunday, 32 degrees, swimming. And by Wednesday, we were wearing our winter jackets to go to school and work. It was like 3 degrees. 3. Just 3. 1, 2, 3, 3. So, yeah. Today it's 14. It's supposed to be nice all weekend. It is a Friday. On Sunday, we're supposed to have really nice weather, 20 degrees. So maybe we'll barbecue again one more time before it gets really cold. Anyhow, so I'm gonna keep it simple for today. We're gonna do a quick reading of our Disney stories. We are on Aladdin. Sorry, I had to pause that because some guy was walking outside and being very loud on his phone. Anyhow, I would like to do a video ramble where I talk to you about my summer, where we went, what we did with my family. So maybe I'll record that soon. For today, I'm just keeping it simple. Try to get as many videos as I can out there ready for you guys. So let's begin with Aladdin. I'll show you guys the pictures first. So you have Princess Jasmine, and you see her with Raja, her tiger. Okay, I'll keep it on the picture while I read. As she sat by the fountain in the palace courtyard, Princess Jasmine giggled at her pet tiger, Raja. The tiger had not been impressed with the latest prince to ask for Jasmine's hand in marriage, so he'd helped scare him away. They were both glad to be rid of the selfish suitor, one of many unworthy princes who'd visited recently. Jasmine's father, the Sultan of Agrabah, was not amused. "Dearest, you've got to stop rejecting every suitor who comes to call," he told his daughter. "The law says you must be married to a prince by your next birthday. You've only got 3 more days." But Jasmine thought the law was unfair. "Father, I hate being forced into this," she said. "If I do marry, I want it to be for love." Lately, Jasmine had found herself wishing that she wasn't a princess at all. She had never even been allowed to go outside the palace walls. She felt trapped. Show you the pictures. Here we have her trying to escape, and Raja is sad because he doesn't want her to go. And here we have her at the market now. Let's read. That night, the princess decided to run away. She put on a disguise and began to climb over the palace wall. Raja tugged on her dress. He didn't want her to leave. Jasmine knew she would miss her friend, but she had to see what else was out there. "I'm sorry, Raja, but I can't stay here and have my life lived for me," she explained. Raja nodded and slid his head under Jasmine's foot to give her a boost over the wall. The next morning, Jasmine arrived at the marketplace. She looked around excitedly, for she had never seen anything like it. People were selling everything from pots and necklaces to fish and figs. As she walked, she came upon a little boy who looked like he hadn't eaten in a while. Little boy. "Oh, you must be hungry," Jasmine said. The boy looked up at her eagerly. She took an apple from a nearby stand and handed it to the poor child. "You'd better be able to pay for that," the apple seller said. "Pay?" Jasmine said with surprise. She'd never needed to pay for anything at the palace. "No one steals from my cart," the vendor bellowed and grabbed her angrily. Jasmine was frightened and didn't know what to do. Luckily, a stranger came to our rescue. "Oh, thank you, kind sir," the young man said to the apple seller. "I'm so glad you found her. I've been looking all over." Jasmine looked puzzled. "What are you doing?" she whispered to the young man. She noticed he had a pet monkey with him. "Just play along," he whispered back. "You know this girl?" the seller asked him. "Sadly, yes. She is my sister," he replied. "She's a little crazy. Tragic, isn't it?" The young man turned to Jasmine, who pretended to be crazy. "Now come along, sis. Time to go see the doctor." They started to leave. It looked like they would escape until the monkey bowed goodbye and a bunch of stolen apples tumbled from his vest. "Come back here, you little thieves," the apple seller yelled. The trio ran as quickly as they could and finally reached the young man's rooftop home. They were safe for now. Here's a picture of them. And then a picture of Aladdin getting caught. Let's read. Jasmine looked around. stranger's home was simple, but at least it was his own. No one told him what to do. Jasmine couldn't imagine having so much freedom. At the same time, the young man was looking longingly at the palace in the distance. Palace, longingly. It would be wonderful to live there, he thought. To have enough money so he wouldn't have to worry about his next meal. Sometimes I just feel trapped, they both said. Surprised, they looked at each other. Jasmine suddenly realized that she had a lot in common with this handsome stranger. But just then, angry palace guards burst in. There was no escape. "Do you trust me?" he asked, holding out his hand to her. She looked into his brown eyes and said, "Yes." "Then jump," he cried. Jasmine took his hand and they leaped off the roof. They landed safely in a pile of grain, then raced through the marketplace right into another set of guards. The head guard seized the young man. "It's the dungeon for you, boy," he declared. "Unhand him," demanded Jasmine, pulling down her hood and revealing herself as the princess. The guard was shocked to see her outside the palace walls. "Do as I command," she ordered. "Release him." "I would, princess, except my orders come from Jafar," the guard replied. "You'll have to take it up with him." Jasmine crossed her arms and narrowed her eyes. "Believe me, I will," she said. Back at the palace, the princess confronted Jafar, one of her father's advisors. The evil man told her that the stranger had been sentenced to death and killed. "I am exceedingly sorry, princess," Jafar lied. Jasmine glared at Jafar. "How could you?" she cried, and ran out. She went to see Rasha. "It's all my fault, Rasha," she said, sobbing. "I didn't even know his name." The next day, on the streets of Agrabah, there was a magnificent parade. Men playing drums marched down the street, followed by women dancing with scarves. All of the townspeople stopped what they were doing to watch. Inside the palace, the Sultan heard music. He went to his balcony and was delighted by what he saw below. "Oh, Jafar," he called, "you must come and see this." Reluctantly, Jafar joined the Sultan. Trumpets blared and banners waved as the parade made its way to the palace. But most impressive was Prince Ali, who sat on top of an enormous elephant, throwing gold coins into the crowd. He looked attractive, regal, and extremely smug. Princess Jasmine, who was still upset about the death of the young man from the market, watched from the balcony. She shook her head in disgust as this latest suitor. Did he think he can buy her hand in marriage? Here's the picture of Prince Ali talking to the Sultan. And on this page we have him and Jasmine. Nevertheless, the Sultan welcomed Prince Ali into the palace. "Your Majesty, I have journeyed from afar to seek your daughter's hand," said Prince Ali, after flying in on a magic carpet. "Prince Ali Hababwa," said the Sultan, "I'm delighted whispered to the Sultan, "What makes him think he is worthy of the princess?" Confidently, Prince Ali replied, "Just let her meet me. I'll win your daughter." But Jasmine had been listening and was very upset. "How dare you, all of you, standing around deciding my future," she cried. "I'm not a prize to be won." She turned and stormed off. But Prince Ali would not give up. That evening, he appeared on Jasmine's balcony and apologized. Raja growled protectively, but Jasmine thought the prince looked familiar. When she stepped closer, he offered to take her on a magic carpet ride. "We could get out of the palace, see the world," Prince Ali offered. Jasmine hesitated. "Is it safe?" she asked, looking at the flying carpet. Prince Ali leaned forward, offering his hand. "Do you trust me?" he asked. Jasmine thought he might be the young man from the marketplace. Maybe he hadn't been killed after all. She gave him her hand and climbed onto the magic carpet. Jasmine and Prince Ali flew over the streets and rooftops of Agrabah. Jasmine felt happier than she ever had. Jasmine got the prince to admit he was the young man from the marketplace, but he didn't tell her everything because he didn't think she would like him if he knew the truth. His real name was Aladdin. After escaping from the dungeon, he'd found a magic lamp. The genie inside had given him 3 wishes. Aladdin, who had fallen in love with Jasmine, had used one of them to become a prince so he could marry her. "I sometimes dress as a commoner to escape the pressures of palace life," he lied, "but I really am a prince." "Why didn't you just tell me?" asked Jasmine. "Well, you know, royalty going out into the city in disguise. It sounds a little strange, don't you think?" he said. Jasmine looked down. "Not that strange," she said quietly. Soon after they returned from the romantic magic carpet ride, Jafar discovered Prince Ali's secret and it revealed his true identity. Jafar tried to seize power by stealing the magic lamp with the genie inside. But Aladdin and Jasmine fought him bravely and won. Together they saved the kingdom. After the battle, Aladdin took Jasmine's hands in his. "I'm sorry I lied to you about being a prince," he said humbly. Jasmine held his hands. She hadn't fallen in love with him because she thought he was a prince. She loved him for who he was on the inside. After freeing the genie, they climbed aboard the magic carpet and kissed. Beneath them was a whole new world. And that brings us to the end of our story. I'm just gonna put my don't mind my bookmark. I hope you guys enjoyed the story for today. I hope I was able to help you relax. Thank you for spending some time with me, and I will see you all